So this is our first video podcast.
Should we be looking at the camera this much?
I guess it's just your personal decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
My personal decision is I'm going to look right at the camera this whole time.
You have like a very you're on a talk show getting interviewed.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe that I think we should go for.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
I have a very relaxed vibe going on, so.
Well, let's just sort of test things out and see what works. Because this is the first ever video episode of
Entirely subjective. Wow.
Yeah, that was good.
We never sit on a couch like this.
No, we've never done this before.
It is always really awkward because with the podcast we have to face the same direction.
Yeah.
Because we still haven't figured out how to do this show with two mics.
Nope.
Graham just sat here and watched me try to figure it out for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's somehow very difficult. And I don't know why.
We've never been able to do it, but we've never given up, which is cool.
True.
We always waste about 20 minutes before we start every podcast episode.
$25 on each of these mics, and we only use one. I'm going to figure out a way to use both of our $25 mics.
Yeah, well, just in case you're wondering why we have such a lack of professionalism with just the one mic.
Mm-hmm. It's also really deformed.
We're embarrassed about it. It's deformed, whatever. Let's just get right to it.
I actually can't remember if I framed it in the shot, so people might... This is what the mic looks like.
Oh, yeah, just in case you can't see it.
Yeah.
It costs 25 big ones.
From Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we haven't done a podcast in a while. Do you have anything to update everyone on?
Not anything.
Nothing's happened to you?
Not a single thing has happened to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, not once in the past 10 years has one thing happened to me, actually.
In 10 years?
In 10 years.
Well, you moved here in 10 years to this great city of New York.
That's true. That's one thing that happened to me.
That's it.
Yeah, I was thinking 10 years ago I went to BP and I got 4 honey buns. I was thinking that was the last thing that happened to me. Yeah, like British Petroleum.
Oh, that's what it stands for?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, British Petroleum.
I just always was just like, yeah, BP.
Yeah,
gas
I think that's what it stands for. Shout out to
British
BP.
Petroleum.
Sponsor of this podcast. You guys, if you've watched or listened before, you know we're very heavily sponsored. But now we're being sponsored by oil conglomerates.
Yeah, so
awesome.
Actually we're being sponsored by Dirty Oil Money, so we're incredibly rich now.
Yeah. That's the actual official lobby name. Not a lot of people know that, but
Dirty
for all the big
oil
oil companies, they're known collectively as Dirty Oil Money in Washington. So they're honest, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Do you have a subject? Because I certainly don't.
Yeah, I do actually.
Cool. Oh, just in case this is your first time seeing the podcast or hearing the podcast. Yeah,
tell them while I get my phone.
It's called Entirely Subjective. Each episode, I guess is what we're calling them.
It's
one
on
of
my
us
phone,
will,
which is recording,
bring,
but I remember what it is.
A subject, and she's got the subject this time, and the other person does not know what the subject is, so it's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, if no one just realized what happened, I went to go get my phone, and it's what's recording us right now.
Yeah.
I've had a really long day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been up since 7:30.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, look, let's make quick work of this, just in case.
No, I feel energized.
You do? Oh, cool.
So the subject that I wrote a few down, but the one that I am remembering most clearly right now is magazines.
Magazines?
Yeah.
I used to get Boys Life as a kid.
I was going to ask you if you ever read a magazine as a kid.
Yeah.
Boys Life because you were a Boy Scout.
Yeah, I think I was a Boy Scout, and I don't know if I signed up for it or if it was complimentary as being part of the Scouts. I don't know, but I got Boys Life every goddamn week.
It was probably complimentary, right?
It probably was. Not a great magazine. Every week or every month they would send a Boys Life to my house.
I hope it wasn't every week. That's a lot of paper.
Yeah, it's too much Boys Life. For some reason, when I was in 8th or 9th grade, I got really into Motor Trend magazine.
What is that?
It's just all about cars. Yeah, I don't know anything about cars.
When you were how old?
I was 14 or 15.
You sound like your nephew.
Yeah. My nephew's 3 and he knows more about cars than I do.
I
think for some reason at that time I decided I wanted to become a car guy. I was about to get my license. There were other car guys that I knew, so I was like, that could be me.
People who just knew a lot about cars.
Knew a lot about cars, could fix cars, could tell you how many horsepower the new Mazda sedan has, that kind of thing.
Yeah, horsepower doesn't mean anything to me.
No, I don't know what it means. I never did learn much about cars, but I read these magazines, because I think, here's what happened, is when I was growing up, my parents said, if you get a full scholarship to college, we'll buy you a car.
Okay.
So that, of course,
was
my goal. I got really invested in specifically what car I was going to get when I inevitably...
What car did you want to get?
I went through a few different phases. I wanted to get a Toyota FJ Cruiser for a little while.
No idea.
It's
Why do you remember
big,
that?
dumb, ugly SUV.
Oh, it's an SUV?
Yeah, it's like a Jeep, basically. So
Jeeps are cool.
Then I thought maybe I'll be a truck guy. I actually listened to country music a little bit for This was like a few weeks. This was like a very brief phase of my life. And I was like, I'll get a truck and I'll be like a country guy.
Like a big truck, like a suited up one, or like a
no, just like
one?
Yeah, no, just like a hard working truck, you know.
I like a really simple truck, but not like one of those trucks that looks like half of it is an SUV and then it has a truck bed. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Those are just like called four-door trucks, I think.
But we were just in South Carolina with my family. Like my uncle's truck is like one of those.
Yeah, it's a four-door truck.
So like that kind of thing, I don't like.
What you're saying is you want a two-door truck.
Yeah, I guess like a simple one, like a red one.
Yeah,
I
think you. This isn't about magazines. It's more about cars at this point. I think you drive like a 60s era Volkswagen Beetle, and I've said that before. But
that's for some reason.
Look at her.
You think that's what it is.
She should be legally obligated.
Do you want to guess what the first and only car I've ever owned was?
Yeah.
I feel like you could probably guess it.
It was a Honda Civic.
What the fuck?
Was it really?
Yes.
Holy shit! Oh my god! All right, let me guess the color now. Wow, I really didn't know that. It was a silver Honda Civic. Fuck. Red.
Yeah, it was red.
Oh my god. That's still pretty good.
That's really weird.
That's really good. I drove this really funky old ass Saab in high school. It looked like a space shuttle.
Oh yeah, I hate those.
I riddled it with decals because I thought that would make it cooler
Ew.
somehow.
What decals?
Oh, you know,
off the topic.
Salt Life, you know, stuff like that.
Salt Life. That's like surfing. Right?
Yeah, it was a bunch of poser decals. I went through many phases.
Salt Life looks like the Microsoft Word font that's like creepy or whatever.
It looks like Old English, but it's dripping.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It looks like a surfer's Old English, and it was a terrible decal.
Surfer's
and I
Old
proudly
English?
put it on my car.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never had any decals.
Really?
Yeah.
What about magazines?
Magazines.
Yeah.
I love magazines.
Oh,
I used
to this day.
To this day, I really love magazines. They're just so expensive. I actually have a bunch of magazines, and we're in my apartment, and there's like a bunch of magazines that are just in my room.
Okay.
And they're like fancy magazines that you're supposed to like keep many volumes of.
Okay.
So they're like thick like this. I have like a lot of Vogue September editions that are like very big.
Is that like the big one every
year?
year?
Yeah, every year.
You learn
the
something new
Vogue
every day.
September edition is like their big edition. I don't know why September.
Cool. That's
but
really cool.
as a kid.
That's really cool.
As a kid, I really liked 17 magazine was a big part of my life.
Okay.
And 17 magazine was also a big part of America's Next Top Model, which I also watched as a teenager.
In what way?
They won, like if you won America's Next Top Model, you won like a spread in 17 magazine.
Oh, cool.
And you would be on the cover.
Wow.
Which is like a big deal because all the other people are famous, and no one from that show ever became famous.
Oh,
so
no.
that's probably like
even after winning the spread.
Yeah, no one on that show, I think. The first winner was on a VH1 reality TV show.
Okay.
Because she married one of the guys who's in the Brady Bunch. They had a reality TV show together. And then one girl was in that movie, not like Crazy Stupid Love with Steve Carell. Yeah. One of the girls, not even a winner of that show, but just a contestant, was in that movie.
That's pretty cool.
She plays the babysitter that the son is in love with. I've seen that movie a lot.
Sure, a great film.
So I love 17 magazine. A big part of 17 magazine for girls is that they would always have someone on the cover, like a famous like interview, and then they would have like a true crime story.
Oh wow.
So either someone who had been through like something horrible.
Oh, these are like real.
Yes, real stories.
Oh, I guess that's what true crime means.
So something horrible, or like not true crime, but like someone who had toxic shock syndrome. That was like they would always, for some reason, more often than not, they would always have a story about a person who got toxic shock syndrome.
Wow, that's very different than Boy's Life. Very different.
So the two big things: celebrities and makeup and hair, and then making everyone being scared of toxic shock syndrome.
Boy's Life was more like, what kind of pocket knife do you have, and like. Did you know? Like a lot of did you know sections.
Do they ever have like celebrities or anything in it?
Oh God, no.
This is like actually harrowing. To think about like magazines for teen boys and magazines for teen girls.
I don't think they did celebrities, but it was like you can cook potatoes in tinfoil. Did you know?
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah, it's actually delicious.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of like the season's hottest merit badges, that type of thing.
Like the ones that you should want? Like what?
The ones that
examples?
you should yearn for.
Would they make new ones ever? Like introduce new merit badges?
Yeah, it's not like a seasonal thing where there's like 100 new merit badges every month or something, but it's like, I would say, I didn't keep close tabs on this, so I could be totally wrong, but I would say like maybe 15 or 20 new merit badges a year, you know?
That's a lot.
Some of the merit badges were
new things
very bizarre niche merit badges. I think like trucking and logistics was a merit badge. Like,
no.
Yes, I'm serious. There was like very specific like monkey first aid. Like, can you do first aid specifically for monkeys?
That's for people who wanted to work at the zoo.
That type of thing. They broke up swimming into multiple different merit badge categories.
Yeah, because different kinds of swimming.
Backstroke merit badge.
Sure.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Because sometimes you'd probably be good at backstroke, but maybe you wouldn't be good at butterfly.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I could freestyle all day long, but you flip me on my back and I'm dead as a doornail in 5 minutes flat. So you don't get every merit badge. You know, it's
Did you get every merit badge?
Well, I got every merit badge. Yeah. I got every merit badge. Most kids don't even get half. That's the thing.
That's so.
I was considered the greatest Boy Scout in my generation.
Yeah, Grandma's an Eagle Scout, so.
I was. That part's true. Everything else that I've said up until this point is dubious, factually, but I did actually somehow.
Something that's funny is that I've talked with a lot of people, like a lot of girls my age, that grew up with this magazine, but there was a magazine that we grew up with that doesn't exist anymore.
What's it called?
It was called YM, and I still have no idea why it was called that.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Yeah.
My sister got magazine. I think she got
it was
17
like
and stuff. But
it was like a you were familiar with the magazine.
Yeah, I think I'm familiar with the shape, so it was a magazine.
But in the top right corner, it had a big pink logo and like bubble letters that said YM.
And what did that stand for?
I don't know. I just told you.
We should look this up.
What YM stood for?
Yeah,
I mean,
this is the most interesting
my phone
thing
is
I've ever
recording
heard.
this, so.
Okay, we'll look it up later.
But it was very similar to 17, but I liked it more than 17.
Why?
I think it had more. It like 17 was like always just about like what butterfly clips you should wear in your hair and what lip gloss you should be buying at Claire's and like how to do like just put solid blue eyeshadow on your eye and that looked good for some reason.
Okay.
But YM was like a lot of like it had more personal stories like the TSS stuff, but like not just about TSS.
Okay.
But
some
I remember
positive stories as well.
I just remember it being like better to read. Like 17 was just like a lot of pictures.
Better written.
Yeah.
A well-written magazine.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what I remember about it, but maybe I'm remembering it completely wrong.
Well, we'll look it up and we'll get back to you listeners and viewers.
Wistful. Do you read any magazines now?
No. A couple of years ago, I thought it would be like a sophisticated move to get the New Yorker delivered to me.
I mean, I did that too.
The main reason that I actually did it is because I decided to sign up for a subscription to their website because they do have some.
Oh yeah.
Some pretty good articles sometimes, and it was like $5 a year, and then it was like, do you want to add a whole year for magazines for like 99 cents? And I was like,
and it's every week.
I honestly don't want to, was my reaction. I don't really have room for these things, but that would look sophisticated if I had a stack of New Yorker magazines.
The thing is that New Yorkers look really cool.
They look really cool, and I will say, like the cover illustrations.
I have a bunch of New Yorkers in my room.
Oh, you do the same thing? Oh, great, yeah. Maybe everyone's gone through a New Yorker phase.
I'm pretty sure everyone's gone through a New Yorker phase, because they always, like in January, I remember me and Elza did it, my friend Elza, because they were like, if you want to cover, if we're going to have election coverage, so we'll give you a year or 6 months or something for $5. Yeah. And then we'll give you like a tote. Yeah. Which they always like.
They're always running wild deals at the New Yorker.
Totes. So I got like maybe 6 months or something of it delivered, and then they're like, "Do you want to renew?" And I was like, "No."
That's how I was.
I had so many
like,
of them.
I don't know. I never cracked open. I think when I received my first one, I was like, "Cool, I got a New Yorker," and I flipped through it, and then after the first one, I just stacked them up and I threw them away.
I've never read one single article in any of those.
I've never read an article out of the magazine. I have read several on the website.
Yeah, I've read on the website, but out of the magazine.
We're pretty well read.
Yeah, of course.
I can tell, but
I read a lot.
Yeah.
But totally. The New Yorker, everyone goes to a New Yorker phase.
And if you haven't, check it out.
Yeah.
Use our referral code.
Maybe you'll like it.
Yeah.
What's our referral code?
Our referral code is... Oh, fuck, I just forgot it. What is it?
It's entirely.
Oh, it's entirely. So use promo code entirely. If it doesn't work, or if there is no field
on
our website to even enter a promo code, don't contact us. Contact the New Yorker. But that is our code.
Yeah. You don't read anything else now? I feel like you would like to read like an Architecture Digest or something like that.
I would love that. I would. The thing is, like, I always fare better with websites than I do with physical magazines.
Yeah, it's hard to carry around a magazine.
It's hard to carry around. When am I going to actually read the physical magazine? Plus, it's better for the environment.
That's true. Magazines are pretty bad for the environment.
That's true. I'm all about sustainability.
Yeah, that's it now.
So that's why I'm kind of anti-magazine.
In this episode that's sponsored by Big Oil.
Yes. In this episode, sponsored by British Petroleum and the dirty oil lobby. I do want to say that I'm a sustainable guy.
Nice.
Cool. Well, look.
You always do that when you're ready to end that episode.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing this new format where we're trying to keep it a little bit shorter.
That's true. Also, do you think that we should start soliciting subjects from viewers?
Oh, that'd be great, yeah.
Okay, we should do that. We'll do user submitted subjects.
Yeah, if you've made it this far.
We'll literally do any subject that you send.
Yeah, we'll do any of them. The very next episode will be your subject if you comment on this Instagram video.
Yeah, it's going to be on Instagram.
Yeah, if you've made it this far in the video, comment below with your subject idea, or if you're listening, rate, review, subscribe.
I feel like this is going to be a lot like when you go to an improv show and someone thinks they're funny and yells out like,
oh yeah,
dick.
Oh yeah, and if you got joke suggestions, feel free to just do joke subjects. We might still do them just to spite you, to be honest. So.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, cool. Well, thanks for listening and watching, and we'll be back with more of these.
Yeah, bye.
Chill. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
How long did we go?